we're going to learn all about animal tracks. So we have some activities that we'll go over in your make and take bag, but first we're going to read a story. We're going to be reading Who Was Here? Discovering Wild Animal Tracks by Mia Posada. The huge furry paws of an animal sank into the soft mud of the riverbank, leaving deep footprints with dagger-sharp claws. The best lumbered on, a fish snared in its jaws. Who was here? Who do you think was here? A bear? This is a black bear. Bears have 5 toes, just like humans, with a long claw on each toe. Bears are heavy, so their tracks are often pressed deeply into the ground. Male black bears can weigh up to 400 pounds. Some are more than 6 feet tall when they stand on their hind legs. That's as tall as an adult man. They live in forests and eat mostly plants, but they also catch fish in streams and rivers. A hunter traveling by full moon's glow, left paws tracked in fresh forest snow, racing through the night with its pack, chasing its prey, teeth bared in attack. Who was here? Can you guess whose tracks these are? Nearby are the tracks of the prey that fled, branching antlers crowning its head. With heavy hooves pounding the ground, it escaped into the forest with barely a sound. Can you guess whose tracks these are? Let's see. A wolf. This is a gray wolf. Wolf tracks look like huge dog tracks. Wolves and dogs are members of the same animal family. Gray wolves live together in packs or groups. They are strong, long-distance runners. A pack may travel 25 miles, a night to hunt animals such as deer, beaver, and rabbits. And the other tracks were a moose. Moose are the largest type of deer. Did you know moose were deer? I didn't know that. Male moose may weigh more than 1,400 pounds. They have wide cloven or split hooves that help them walk in deep snow. They also use their strong hooves to defend themselves against predators. Only male moose have antlers. The moose's antlers will soon fall off for the winter, but new ones will grow in the spring. Let's see the next one. A large-toed jumper in the arid outback hopped through the dry brush and left this track. On strong legs it bounds about, while snug in its pouch, its babies peek out. Who was here? A kangaroo. This is a red kangaroo, the largest type of kangaroo. Red kangaroos grow to about 6 feet tall and weigh about 200 pounds. Their feet are long and narrow, but very strong, thanks to their powerful feet and legs. Kangaroos can jump more than 25 feet in one leap. They use their long tails to help them balance with jumping. They can hop as fast as 35 miles per hour. The African sun at bright daybreak reveals huge footprints at the edge of a lake. Underwater's this animal's favorite place where this hefty giant moves with grace. Who was here? You see this footprint? It is huge. Long narrow toes left a second track. This animal rides on the other's back. It munches on insects flying by and soars into the grassland sky. See these tracks here? Who was here? A hippo and an egret. Hippos have 4 toes on each foot. The toes have webbing between them to help them move easily in water. Hippos are huge. They can weigh as much as 8,000 pounds. But in the water, they can bounce and even float. Hippos live in Central and Southern Africa. They spend most of the day underwater, but come out at night to feed on grass. This bird is called a cattle egret. It has 4 narrow branching toes on each foot. Cattle egrets can be found all over the world. They like to live near large grazing animals like hippos, which disturb and stir up insects that egrets eat. Egrets often perch on the backs of larger animals. A sawtooth swimmer left this trail, dragging its flat paddle-shaped tail. Its family works as a busy team, piling sticks to build a dam in a stream. Who was here? A beaver. Beavers have 5 long toes. Their hind feet are webbed to help them swim. Their long flat tails help them paddle through the water. When they are alarmed, beavers slap the water with their tails. This loud sound warns other beavers of danger. Beavers have strong, sharp front teeth that they can use to cut down trees. They use tree trunks, branches, and mud to build dams and rivers and also to build their lodges or homes. Beavers eat bark, twigs, and leaves. Tracks on the wet rainforest floor reveal a predator was here before. Whiskers twitching, climbing, creeping, silently stalking, then pouncing and leaping. Who was here? A jaguar. Jaguar footprints look like giant cat prints. Like most members of the cat family, jaguars have sharp claws that they can retract or pull in when they don't need them. So their tracks do not usually show claw marks, but jaguars often scratch trees with their claws to mark their territory, a warning to other jaguars to stay away. Now it's our turn to be an animal detective. So, we're going to be making an animal track field guide with all the supplies that I've put together in your make and take bag. So that's what we're going to do next. So now we're going to make our animal track field guide. So you can start by putting your name, and you can also color the front of it if you want to. And then what we have here is these are actually sponges. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add water, and then these are going to turn into sponges, which you can use as stamps. And we will use those for our animal track field guide. So I'm just going to add some water to them. Before you put them in the paint, make sure you wring out the extra water. So this is the raccoon foot. Next, can you guess which print this is? This is a dog's footprint. So now we have the dog footprint or a fox. Next, can you guess? We see these all over Long Island. It is a seagull footprint. Okay, and the last one, we also have these animals all over Long Island. You've probably seen them in the forest before. And it is a deer footprint. All right. So now we have our animal footprint stamps, and we are going to use these to make our animal field guide book. So first we're going to start out with our dog footprint. So you'll have some paint in a cup. I put mine on a paper plate, which you can too, whatever's easier for you. So I'm just going to take my sponge and I'm just going to dip it in the paint. Get it all nice and covered with paint, like that. And then we're going to put our footprint on the paper, like that. So then we're going to write dog or fox. Fox and dogs actually have very similar footprints. So we'll write dog, fox. And then these are blank lines, and you can write notes for if you see any of these footprints while you're on a hike, you can write down the date and then you can write down the location of where you found it. So the next footprint we're going to be making will be the deer track. So we're just going to do the same thing again. Push that in the paint. Make sure it's all nice and evenly covered with paint. And then just pushing it down. That is a deer track. So we're going to write deer. And then next to it, we're going to do the raccoon foot because deers and raccoons both are found in the forest. Cover it nice and evenly. So that's the raccoon track. We're just going to write raccoon. And for the final track we'll be doing is a seagull footprint. So if you see what I did here is I took my booklet apart because the paint is wet. So I laid it out, which you can do too, and you'll be making all your tracks. And then when the paint is dry, then you're gonna put your booklet together. So let's do our final footprint of the seagull. Okay. And you can find seagull footprints at the beach. So let's write seagull. So now we're going to wait for our animal track book to dry, and then we're going to go on a hike and see if we can find any animal tracks. So now we're going to go on a hike and see what kind of animal tracks that we can find. Wow, look at this. Those are definitely dog footprints. But dogs and foxes have very similar footprints, so really it could be either of them. Let's keep going. So we're gonna keep searching for animal tracks, but you know, it's actually easier to find animal prints after it snows in the winter time, because after it snows, what happens when you walk through the snow? You see your own footprints, right? So the same thing happens with animals. So that's a really good time to go out looking for animal tracks. So I think I found some tracks over here. Let's take a look and inspect them. So this actually looks just like the deer paw prints that we made. So I think a deer has been here. Look guys, do you see this? I found a bunny. All right, so now that we've gone on our hike, we've collected some materials and we're going to turn this pine cone into a hedgehog. So I will show you how to do that. We will be using the pine cone that came in your kit, this Crayola Model Magic, and googly eyes. So this is very simple. So I broke off a piece of the Model Magic and I'm just gonna roll it up into a shape that looks like a face. So something like this, like a little nose. And then I'm going to stick this to the front of the pine cone. Like this. And then I'm just gonna take my two googly eyes And if they don't stay, you can use glue, or you could just push them into the clay. And if you also have a marker, you can draw a little nose on him, some whiskers. So that's his face. Now we're going to make some legs for him. So I'm going to break up some smaller pieces of clay and roll it into legs. And it just sticks on to the pine cone. You can even actually make this into a bear if you want. You could give him some ears. You can really turn this into any animal that you want. So now we've completed our animal tracking program, and it's your turn to find your own animal tracks. So you could either try walking around your own neighborhood, or you can go on a hike from one of these family-friendly hikes on Long Island. So you can tag us on our social media. You can tag us on Facebook or Instagram and share either your animal craft, or you can share your animal tracks that you found. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!